Strategy number 4, marketing strategy. So many avenues to promote an exhibition, promote yourself as an artist, promote the group show. And so a few of these, of course, you've been through, but there might be a few that I could offer you never even thought about. Many today feel they love Instagram, they love social media. I would highly recommend having a website. Even if your budget is smaller, there are websites that it could truly be 2 or 3 pages. One page is your artist statement, which is information about yourself, why you create what you create, what message do you want to allow us to understand. Your artwork, even if there's not a commerce for people to purchase directly from your website, photos of your website, and keeping it updated. If there's artwork that you have completed but you no longer want to work on anymore, I would recommend that you take those off and only have the artwork going forward showing who you are, how you've grown, and have established the direction that you're going. So I'm not a big advocate of showing every single thing on your website. Truly show your most cohesive and the strongest works that you've done on your website. And people don't want to be confused. We love Instagram. Not everyone has Instagram. But if there is some art on your social media, also pictures of your family, also pictures of your cat or your dog, we don't want to have to dig deep. We really, really are looking for artists to support. And if you confuse people, you lose people. And they will go to the next artist that is a lot easier to find their work and find the price point that it's at. There's a different school of thought if to show prices on your website or not show it. Artsy has done studies that I've read their articles. Artsy is an online platform to sell artwork, and they have a lot of great articles and research that they've conducted. And the research says more people are likely to purchase online when a price is readily available. But I think the conception with galleries and artists is they feel, well, if I don't say a price, then I will say, contact me for more information. And then once they contact me for more information, that starts a dialogue and we're going to have a conversation. Yes, that happens sometimes, but more often than not, many people don't want to feel embarrassed. They don't want to feel bad, or they don't want to start the trouble. I have to contact you. I want to purchase a piece, but it could completely be out of my price point. And now what do I do? I have to admit, I just can't afford it. So I highly recommend having somewhere showing the range of some of your pieces. Maybe, if not all of your pieces, some of the more expensive ones, a few price points that you want to show, or some of the more affordable pieces, having those price points, but at least giving people an idea. It's very important on your website. Marketing your show, have invitations. I'm old school. I think social media is amazing. I think digital is amazing, but it is great for many people to receive something hard copied. So postcards, some cities that you're in, a postcard is a little bit cheaper for sending a postcard in the stamps, to send that to invite your guests to your exhibition. So on one side of the postcard, have it be a picture of your art. Even if they can't attend, they're going to think about you. They have a little piece of your artwork. Many times people keep that. They like it. Send out postcards. Put a stamp on them. Put them in the mail. Your regulars that you know are going to attend, that's fine. They can get a digital invite. But you want to maybe invite the local art creatives, educators, and the universities near you, in the nonprofit sectors, and the businesses nearby that you want them to come and support. Maybe your artwork goes well in commissioning work that you, after your show, you'd love to have a mural up in the newest restaurant that's coming to town, retail centers, businesses. Definitely invite them to your show. And people nowadays, it's so funny when the internet was new, and then getting an email was super exciting because we didn't get many of those and we were excited about it. Now it's almost the opposite. When you get something in the mail that's not a bill or just, random things, and it's an invite, people are excited to see that. It's fun. Newsletters. like we mentioned before, if you start soon enough, and if there is a journalist or there is someone in your local cultural pages that needs content, they need content to talk about what's going on in the community. And especially if the exhibition is free to the public, that is great content for them to let individuals know. I know in Houston, Texas, where I am currently, there's articles 365 things to do in Houston, and most of the time it's all free. There are influencers and bloggers that are mommy bloggers that want exhibitions or want information to teach parents to take their kids to cultural events. And art is loved by many. I haven't met too many people that say, oh, I hate art. They may say they don't understand it, but I have yet to meet anyone that has told me that they hate art. So that's always great. Podcasts. Nowadays, there are many people that will allow you on their podcast because if you have a fascinating story, if your art is resonating with individuals and it's coming from a story that others can connect with, then podcasters will have you on their show. Again, like we mentioned before, timing is so important that you need to give them time to interview you, edit, and then put it out. So if you are looking to do a podcast 7 days before your exhibition, that might not be enough time for the audience to hear it and then schedule time to come to your show. Radio again, you can reach out. In a local anchor here is Isaiah Factor television show. We had an upcoming exhibition coming up. I literally emailed the director of the show and just said who I am. I would love to come on Isaiah Factor and talk about the Song Art Gallery, and I'm also a member of the president of the Houston Art Gallery Association. I'd love to communicate what we are doing for our local community. And in 2 days, I received a response back. Sure, it sounds great. When are you available? And I was on the show 2 weeks later. As simple as that. And I want to encourage you, do not feel intimidated to reach out. Sometimes we feel we may need to hire a public relation professional. If it's in the budget, you don't have the time, you can afford a public relation professional, do it. But if you don't, many of artists are getting started or just you've been having exhibitions, but you're just looking for different ideas. Do not underestimate the power of sending an email out, introducing yourself and saying what you want, and then also communicating what value you bring to their audience. So we feel that it's amazing if somebody features us, and it's amazing when we are asked on platforms, we're asked to do speaking engagements, we're asked to be interviewed, but the person interviewing us also needs that content. So you are just as valuable as the person who is asking you to hear your story and send it out to their audience. So keep that in mind, and hopefully that makes you not feel so intimidated to just reach out. And the worst that can happen is they just say, no, we're not interested, or it's not a good fit, and it's on to the next. So I've never had any issues or had anybody chew my head off because I asked that I would like to come on to a television show, or I would like to be featured in a magazine or news article, or be on the radio. Everyone truly will either just say this is not the right time, or reach back out to us another day, or say this is just not the audience that we're reaching out to. Completely okay. Pre-networking events, amazing for group shows. If there are, before the exhibition, you say, hey, we would like to invite our consistent collectors to an event that we can mingle. Maybe if in your circle of friends, having a cocktail hour, happy hour is something common, then definitely do that. In some regions, alcohol is not something that many of you do. So just think of something else that you can invite your collectors to, or you can invite individuals that you want to be your collectors. Hey, before this exhibition, we would love to get together and have a meal or get to meet each other a little bit more. I love video. So if you can create a video series that each of the artists are talking about what to expect, building on that anticipation and showing video of you actually creating your work, that's great that someone coming to the exhibition already has a little information on why they're excited to see your work. They say you need six, seven, 8 times of being around an item or being introduced to an item before you feel comfortable supporting or purchasing. So make sure it is multiple opportunities. They have seen your news clippings, they've seen your press releases. There's no reason, if you have a smartphone and you have access to a camera and video and lighting, make a 2-minute video, put it on YouTube. That's free. Share it around, put that video in your newsletter, send it out, and let people feel more and more comfortable about it. If it is very popular for influencers in your area that also want to find out what's going on in the city, they want to share with their audience what is going on. And sometimes universities, before the last exhibition that I have had in the gallery on March 3rd, I was invited to speak with Houston Christian University, and a full audience of speaking with the faculty, speaking with the students, just about being in the art space, being an art dealer, what is involved in day-to-day activities of working with artists. And also my background is in investment banking. So leaving the corporate world and then transitioning into being an art dealer. Many people find that fascinating. So I was invited to communicate, not necessarily about the exhibition. Of course, I used that opportunity to invite everyone to the exhibition, but my expertise and my knowledge to share it was deeply appreciated. And then I just made sure to lean upon, I'm sharing my knowledge, but you can hear what I have to say, but you also have an opportunity to come and see what it is that we actually do. So use those opportunities as best as you can to get the word out. Word of mouth is amazing. Have your friends be supportive and share what you put out. Ask people, reshare this information. You just never know, with the 6 degrees of separation, who might not be an art collector at this time, but maybe an uncle, an employer, a friend that they go to church with is, and they're looking for what you have to provide. So make sure that you give everybody that opportunity.